Welcome to this tutorial from Javascript Tuts. So what we're gonna talk about today is Ionic and Facebook Open Graph. What I wanted to talk about this is that in my recent experience, I had trouble with this part. I was using Open Facebook and unfortunately didn't pass the Facebook review because there are some features that are not available in Open Facebook that are already available in Ionic PhoneGap plugin. So let's start with the beginning. Here we have our own project called Ionic Facebook. I'm using the current stack, so I'm not gonna be very precise about that. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna do everything in the browser because this is possible. All you need to do for that is to go here, do Ionic platform, add browser. So this will just install a new platform for your project. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the Cordova.js that is missing in order to be able to use it in your application with your Facebook plugin. So that's just a small error that's not important. So what we want to get is copy from platform browser www cordova.js and I'm gonna put that in our script. Here we go. So why we need that is because if you don't have that, we can't code in our browser, and that's what a lot of persons are missing in their projects. So now that you got this done, we're gonna do something really important too. GitHub here from PhoneGap Facebook plugin, and we're gonna have to first clone the project that is here, because unlike with our Cordova plugins, you can't unfortunately just Cordova-plugin add the plugin like that. You need to git clone it. Then once you have git cloned it, you can install it. So I just copy paste that. For now, we don't really care about that. Just a git clone of this folder. Oh, before that we get there, I'm going to clone it here, one folder under our clone project. So here we go. So while I'm making this installation, we're going to the Facebook developer page. So here we go. You need a developer account. You're not gonna be able to use mine because every Facebook app needs testers and administrators. The reason why I can't use my application here is because I'm the administrator. So you need to create a new one, and I'm going to show you if it does. Here we go. Add a new app website for starting. We're gonna code it Ionic of 2 because I got one already, and we create our Facebook app ID. Category education, create it, and we're gonna skip it with a quick start. Here we have something really important, which is the app ID, which is combined with the app name in order to install your plugin. Something very important too is this, the version of your app. Before that, I was working with the version 2.3, and Facebook just changed its app without really telling people. So your call that you're gonna make to the Facebook server might change. So now that we got our git clone done, we're going to go back into our project, and we're going to do Cordova plugin add of our PhoneGap plugin project with variables. First one will be app ID. There we go. Second one will be app name, which is apply Ionic Auth2. So we got to install this plugin, and you don't like my app. Yep, I forgot it's a variable. Here we go. Perfect. Now that we got this handled, we can finally work and code a bit. So I'm using Grunt, which is here, already launched, Grunt serve, and that's our project. In our project, we're gonna have in script, Cordova here. Really important, in order to work with the browser, you need to add here some specific code, which is gonna be Facebook connect dot init browser with your app ID, which is this one. Perfect. When you're recording with your devices, you need to comment that, otherwise it's gonna crash. Oh yes, one very important thing, you need to add this JavaScript file in order to be able to code in your browser, and we create it in script. New file, save it, and we call it Facebook connect.js. Perfect. Now we're gonna have our index.html here, and we're gonna change this with FB Ionic. So that's our HTML file. We're gonna make it really simple. One HTML file with inside of it just a controller, div controller. We're gonna name it home controller, and we close it. There we go. Perfect. So in script, we're gonna have two new folders. One for controllers, one for the services. Perfect. So in this, we're gonna create our files, home.js, which is gonna be our home controller. There we go. Our module name is FB Ionic. CTRL controller. For the dependencies, we're gonna see that after. And title, we don't need that for now. And after that, we're gonna create our service, which is gonna be the user service. This service will be used in order to stock the access token that we will require from Facebook, because for some call to the Open Graph, you will require to save this access token and provide it. So FB Ionic service, we're gonna call it user service. Dependencies, for now, nothing. We don't really need that for now. So you can remember that we had our Cordova copied, so we're gonna need it. Cordova and our Facebook Connect JavaScript that we copied it. also. And finally, our services and controllers. Home and new service user. So what we're gonna check here is gonna be just a button with an click, and we're gonna just vm.init Facebook, more like login. Facebook login. There we go. And once we are logged in, we're gonna have our vm.user that we're gonna set. So here we go. vm.login Facebook equals the function login Facebook. So that's for now. And vm user. Okay, login Facebook, which is a function. typo. So now we can see what we're gonna put in our login Facebook. We're gonna use our Facebook Connect dot login. Really important when you login is that you need to provide the permissions that you're gonna have to request. But before attacking this login, we should go for the most simple and start with the services. The services are gonna have set access token, and get access token. Those are gonna be really important. So get access token, here we go, and set access token. So we're gonna pass the access token that we get from Facebook, and we're gonna create, for now we're gonna use the root scope to stock the user. So we're gonna need root scope, here we go, $root scope dot user equals nothing. And when we set the access token, we do $root_scope.user dot access token equals access token. Perfect. And when we want to get it, we just need to return it like that. So that's pretty much simple service. Now we can attack our controller. By the way, the code will be available on my GitHub for you to use later. So login Facebook. Login Facebook, or yes, login Facebook. So when you click on it, you're gonna log in, and very important, you're gonna pass several parameters. So those parameters will be, first of all, the permissions. which is gonna be user underscore photos, and with that we're gonna check also user underscore birthday. For example, when you do a review, you're gonna have to request the permission for the photos and the birthday. So that's great. After that, you got success login, which is a function when there's success, and failure login. Success login and function failure login. Failure login is going to be really straightforward. Failure login, here we go. And success login is going to be a bit more important. So we got a response from the Facebook server, and with this response we're gonna check it, and you can pretty much do a lot of things here. For example, reconnect your user if the user has already been connected, and what we're gonna do is use our user service, and we're gonna set our access token here with res dot of response dot access token. So we got our access token, so we're gonna need our user service here, and our dependencies. I'm gonna create also a vm.user, for now null, and vm.albums, for now it's gonna be empty. Perfect. So now we can check and see how it goes. And when you log in, you can alert the response. So one thing that is really important too, and annoying sometimes if you don't know, is that you need to copy paste this into your template in order for Facebook to be able to work. And in it, I forgot that it was Facebook Connect plugin. Yep, Facebook Connect plugin. There we go. Typo. And it is the browser init and not init browser. Browser init. Perfect. So we let it. There we go. So we got this pop-up from Facebook, and they're telling me that they don't like where I'm coming from. So basically, what you need to do is say OK and close it. Fine, you go on your Facebook. Here we go. So we go back to our developer part here. We go to settings. We go to advanced. And we add our localhost here. And we save it. So that should pretty much fix it. It's localhost, but not this type. It's localhost with the port. Here we go. Localhost. Save changes. Perfect. And we log in. Perfect. So now you see that you can continue, and you got the permissions here, birthday and photos. So with this permission, we're gonna say OK. It's gonna take a little bit of time, and that's our response. Okay, perfect. Our access token, that's all we need. So we go back to our controller here. We set our access token with our REST host response, and now that we are logged in, we can finally work a bit. So what we're gonna do is to ask information about our user. First thing first, .api. We're gonna ask about what about me. So with this version of Facebook, you need now to add all the fields that you need to work with. ID, first name will be enough, birthday, and photos, picture. That will be enough for now. So when you do this request, you're gonna have to pass the access token with it. And access token, I'm gonna cut this short with res.of response dot access token, and also important the permissions, user underscore birthday and user underscore photos. Finally, we can do our function, and we get our Facebook user. With our Facebook user, I'm gonna put it in our user, that we're gonna display it here. Reload. See, yes. So you're wondering what's going on here. Well, the fact is that Angular sometimes needs something called a self-apply. And this is because you're gonna need to refresh your view when you get something from Facebook. There's a module on Bower that is called Angular self-apply. I'm not sure about the name. I'm gonna save it. Angular self-apply. Yep. Once we get this module, we're gonna go to our index.html. So this one should have reloaded because I'm using stack that use wiredip. Funny thing is that this self-apply needs to be after our Angular here. Self-apply, we need to add it to our project here by memory. This should be self-apply like that. And we go back to our controller here. We add the dependency to self-apply. We're gonna inject, we don't really need that. We can just do, self-apply needs a scope in order to work with it. So we're gonna need scope and $self-apply, which is service. So we add our scope. Scope here and $self-apply here. So when you do this, you get a response, and all you're gonna do is $scope dot $self-apply with a function. Yes, it's taking a function and the aim. So that should be enough in order to display your user. So yes, I'm using all user here to display, which is kind of ugly to be honest. So we're just gonna need the first name of the user. Reload, login. Here we go, and here you are connected with your Facebook Open Graph. Great success. So now what you're gonna attack is a part a bit more complex, which is gonna be the albums. So bear with me. We're gonna need a button with an easy click, which is gonna be init albums, or just display albums, just init albums. It's good. So init albums, and those are gonna be stored in a div and empty repeat, which is gonna be album in vm.albums. Here we go, and we close our div just like that. We're gonna go very simple and just display the albums. So in our home here we got vm.album, albums, and we're gonna have our function, which was, we don't need that anymore. Our function here, which was init album. Init albums, here we go. Perfect. So we're gonna call it and we're gonna make it. So how we're gonna make it is we're gonna just use our Facebook Connect plugin with the API. We're gonna then go with some /me /albums, and I forgot about that. After that, we're just gonna remind Facebook that we want this specific user_photos permission and a function which is gonna have received albums, just like that. So once we have received our album, what we're gonna do is, oh, my bad, Facebook doesn't work like that. It's gonna be a function called album success and albums failure. That's better. So as you can guess, those functions are gonna be created here. Album success, which is gonna have received albums. Oops, too much. And album failure, which is gonna be here. Album failure. Perfect. So album success is here, so we get our albums, and what we're gonna do is to simply get them and put them into our albums. There we go. Perfect. So once this has been done, as you can guess, we need to do our self-apply. Self-apply, here we go. Perfect. So we go back to our index.html, we got our albums here, we are going to log in again, hello, and we get our albums. So in the past I was using Open Facebook, and Open Facebook gives you, when you ask for the albums, the URL in order to display the cover of the albums. But with this plugin, you can't do that like that, unfortunately. When you ask for it, they will give you the image with an encoded 64 bytes, which is not really great to work with. So when we get our album, what we're gonna do is just create an image with NGSRC, and we're gonna have to use a function that we're gonna create, which is vm.cover source, more like get cover source, and that's pretty much it. So this is, oh yes, we need to pass something important, which is the album.id. Was it album.id or album? I think it's album.id. Interpret it here, otherwise it's not gonna work. Save. So first of all, I'm gonna kill that, to make it clearer. What I forgot is that this is not received album. This is receive album.data. Very important. So now we're gonna log in, init album, and here you got your pictures. So that's your album covers. Once you got them, I'm gonna display them to time. It will be easier. Span. And I'm gonna add an ng click on it in order to access your photos from each album. vm.get photos. I will call it display photos. Display photos, and you're gonna have to pass the album ID here and a small br. Here we go. So when you click on it, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have another ng repeat with photos here, just down here, photo, span, and a br. A breakpoint is gonna be images. Images with what type of source that we're gonna use here is gonna be just, if my memory is good, NGSRC photo.src. So we got our albums, we got just this display photos to create. Display photo function display photos, we pass an album ID, display photos, here we go. So with that, all we have to do is to call our Facebook Connect plugin API with slash and our album ID and slash photos with fields equal, I'm gonna break point here, fields equal source and specify the permission that we need. User photos. When this is done, we get one function that we're gonna call, which is photo. Photos received. And yopla. Photos received. It's gonna be more like an on photos received. On photos received, which gonna have received photos, my bad, received photos, and we close it. And in this we're gonna do one self-apply like before. We close that and that in this order. It's not gonna be scope, it's gonna be a VM, my bad. VM.photos equals received photos. On photos received, perfect. Our loop is good because we got everything that we need here. I think it's more like source than src. I'm gonna add the photos. Of course, the brackets, my bad. The brackets, here we go. Last thing that we need to do is this data. Perfect. So we're gonna go full screen for the final. Login, init albums, and on click we get our photos here. So you can switch from one album to another one, just like that. And voila, great success. So this is it for this tutorial. This is just the part 1, which is around the browser. In the part 2 I will just go with Android and iOS. It will not be as long as this, and don't worry about that. So I would love to hear your feedbacks, and you can go back to my website javascripttuts.com, because in the following weeks I will add more and more videos. And don't forget to share with your friends who are struggling with Ionic and Facebook. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.